Yes, people. It's Jacob on the one up top. Yeah. Before you do anything, make sure you like, share, subscribe, do all of that. Love for the people that watch it, and if it's the first time you're watching it, hello. Yeah, normally I've been starting to do match reactions, but I'm on my little afternoon walk. I come out to get some fresh air, and I thought, you know what? Let me have a look at the lineups, and let me do a little bit before. So I'm going to do a before and after today. No middles, just watch the game and tell you what's going on afterwards. But yeah, I've looked at the lineups. Big news. I thought it would happen. Maddison's been dropped. Obviously no Mickey van der Ven. So I've looked at the lineups. Bentancur's in. Now, if you've got a mixture of Bentancur and Bissouma, and you created a player out of them, and they had every skill that Bissouma and Bentancur have got, you'd have the perfect defensive midfielder, you know. Bentancur's slick on the ball. He's got great composure in midfield. And then Bissouma's got great awareness of sniffing out danger. The problem is when you play them both together, it somehow doesn't work. So I'm glad Sar's in there. Kulusevski's just going to get the number 10 spot from now on, unless he gets injured or drops in form. But I think in this game, I kind of wanted Bissouma, because we're going to need somebody to sniff out Villa's counter-attacks, because that's how I feel they're going to play today. And I've looked at their lineup, they're pretty much unchanged. They're solid at the back. And, you know, without Mickey van der Ven, Tottenham are going to play the same way. And Ollie Watkins is going to be living the dream on that, you know. He's going to time one of them runs. And if he times one of them runs, then a keeper anywhere, it's a goal for Villa. So I'm not too sure how this game's going to go out. I don't feel too confident. You know, there's teams in the league that I don't mind playing. Aston Villa ain't one of them, because we proved against Newcastle that we can have all the game, all the ball, and still lose. And Newcastle knew full well this Tottenham side, keep them at bay. They won't take all the chances that they should do. And we just got to take ours, because, you know, Tottenham's defence will always give you a chance. It don't matter who you're playing. You could be playing Morecambe. They'll still give you a chance, man. So, yeah, the dangers for Aston Villa are obviously Ollie Watkins and Rodgers. You know, they'll be told just to sit on the periphery of midfield, sit in when need be, and make sure you spring the attacks. And like I always say in my videos, man, it's pretty easy to play this Tottenham team. Like, you know, if Tottenham take their chances, you're in trouble. Like we saw against West Ham, take your chances. Everton, take your chances. Different game. But we tend to not do that, you know. Solanke's not really doing it for me. He does everything apart from score. And, you know, I understand that strikers have got to do a different job now of, you know, holding up the ball, bringing people into play. But I'm not being funny. That's £65 million to have someone up front that's bringing people into play. Like there's midfielders that can do that. Do you know what I mean? It's just, we've got to start putting the ball in the back of the net. Hopefully it comes, because I do like his work rate. I do like how he sets off the press, and he is unselfish. But sometimes I want my striker to be selfish. Just, do you know what I mean? Harry Kane, the amount of times he used to take chances, and people were like, why did he not pass it to Son? Why did he not pass it to Kulusevski? Why did he not pass it to Dele Alli? But that's the reason why he'd get 30 goals. And in the end, those 30 goals got us into the top four, got us towards, you know, semi-finals and stuff like that. So, you know, it's just one of those where Solanke's, hopefully it comes good, but it's not cutting the mustard at the minute. And then when Richarlison comes on, it ain't much better. But I don't know, it's going to be, I've got a feeling it's going to be a lot of goals. I'll do a quick prediction before I step back into the yard. So if I say, if I go with my heart tells me we'll take our chances, and Aston Villa, you know, they are looking a little bit leggy. However, they did have a rest in the midweek against Crystal Palace. They rested a lot of players. So if I go with my heart, which always sits with Tottenham, I'll say a 3-2. I can just see there being a lot of goals. Ollie Watkins is going to bang a goal or two, and we might just nick it. Just because we've got that little bit more security in midfield, you know, and just being naive. However, Aston Villa are one of them sides that, like I say, in a weird way, I'd rather play Man City than Aston Villa. You know, do you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's one of them that they're happy to do exactly what I tell you you need to do to play Tottenham. You know, a Man City's team ain't going to want to do that. Arsenal might not want to do that. Liverpool ain't going to want to do that. But your Newcastles and your Aston Villas will. So if I go with my head, it could be one of those games again where we play well, we've got all the possession, we're picking up the ball in the pockets, spraying it around nicely, and we end up losing 2-1 because Villa took their chances. So, you know, if you're going to go on the balance of the results that I've predicted, you'd probably go with draw, wouldn't you? But my head tells me we'll lose. My heart tells me that we'll win, but that's the life of not just a football fan, a Tottenham fan. You just don't know what's going to happen, do you? So, yeah, I'll see you lot full time, man. Love. Good evening. What's going on, man? It's Jacob. Full time. 1 up top. Anyone seen the score? Yeah. Tottenham 4. Aston Villa 1. Now, if you see my before video, I wasn't very confident. However, a lot of Villa fans were. I got people at work, probably buzzing, couldn't wait to come see me on Monday. I got people that I've known in the past, probably going to message me. I know people in the past that probably don't want to message me, but they're laughing when Villa are 1-0 up. You know who you are. What? Oh, man, I need to be humble, man. But I've got too many people that I know in the Midlands, man, that were gunning for me at 1-0 up, man. Because we were on top and losing, which is what Tottenham do. Yeah, so I'll go back into the football. You know, Aston Villa, like I said in my before video, that you don't really need to play well to, you know, beat Tottenham, but definitely don't need to play well to take the lead, and they proved that. You know, they were for their standards, they were terrible for the majority of the first half, and they've ended up going into the half time with the lead sort of thing. You know, Morgan Rogers capitalised on another set piece that we still struggle on, and I just thought, here we go again. You know, I'll be real. As much as I'm having the banter now, I genuinely thought it was just gonna be another one of those games. But then again, Ange didn't. I don't think he didn't need to do too much in terms of what he needed to say in the dressing room. It was more like, you literally ain't doing anything wrong. We just need to take a chance. As soon as we equalised, I just felt that you know, we're going to do well, especially with that assist from Son. Brilliant. But then you know, I was texting a few of my mates, one of my mates that was there, and I was just like, I can't believe Son just been brought off, saying that Andrew's lost it. We've lost the game. You know, Richarlison coming in on the left. I just thought, what is going on here? And then he took off. Bentancur as well, for me, was having a blinder. But what do I know? That's the reason why Ange is a manager, and I'm just a fan that moans. You know, a lot of the time I'm right, but I'll admit a lot of the time I'm wrong. I think as much as we played well with Aston Villa, if I'm going to speak about them, they weren't up to scratch. You know, Ollie Watkins weren't really making that many runs. He had one opportunity in the first half where, you know, Ollie Watkins on absolute form buries that. You know, he's still a goal scorer, but he's not the same Ollie Watkins of last season. You know, when Morgan Rogers come off, you realise that their midfield struggled. I think if I'm going to talk about Aston Villa for a sec, Onana had a really good game overall. I just don't think everybody else was helping him out. You know, apart from that, I don't think anybody in Aston Villa's chat had a good game. Jacob Ramsey, to be fair, first half was pretty good. He was always a threat. But in the round, I just think we dominated the game. And if you look at every single game, I think the only game in the Premier League that we ain't dominated is the one against Crystal Palace. Apart from that, you look at the stats, you look at what we did and all that, we've generally dominated the game in terms of possessions, you know, winning the ball back in the final third, all that. We do everything right, we just need to score. And I was moaning about Dom Solanke in the before video. I even took him out of my dream team. So, of course, he went and scored 2 and got man of the match. I've been moaning about Maddison, took him out of my dream team. He went and banged a direct free kick. It's just, maybe I should start putting Tottenham players in my team and taking them out in order to win games and perform. But in the round, happy with the performance. You know, someone that no one's really going to talk about in this game for Tottenham that played well was drag us in. I thought he was assured. You know, everybody's worried about him being the reason we're going to lose the game. Didn't step a foot wrong. You had Papsar as well. His energy was really needed. I think he could still improve on the ball a bit more, but in the round he done all right. What was shocking was that we were in the game. We brought Son off for Richarlison. Ben Davies has had to come in. Archie Gray's had to come in, and I was just thinking the worst. But it's like somehow we just got better and better. But again, I'm not one of these fans that's going to jump around and think that because we've done that, we're just going to beat everybody. I think it was a lot to do with Aston Villa not, you know, they didn't play well at all, to be fair. They didn't really do much apart from Onana. But, you know, after that Palace loss, it was good to get a victory against Man City. You know, whatever you want to say, whether they're under strength and whatnot, it's Man City. Gone through to the next stage of a cup. And then to beat Villa like that, especially when they rested players in the cup and we didn't, I generally was not expecting that. So, you know, as much as I don't expect it, I don't care. I'm going to have a good evening. Aston Villa fans, Arsenal fans, you know what I'm talking about. And the weekend's always sweet when Arsenal lose and Tottenham win. All the best, guys. Have a blessed Sunday, man. I'm on to watch United Chelsea now. Hope you have a blessed weekend besides football and all that. If you're an Aston Villa fan, love.